You ever struggle to be productive, struggle to get things done? You go about your day, you get to the end of the day and you think, what have I actually done today? Can you actually name what you've done that day? Have you been productive? You think you've worked extremely hard. You get to the end of the day, but you can't recall what you've actually done. Does that sound familiar? That's exactly how I used to be. Used to go about my day, start my business. Even when I was in work, working a 9 to 5, I would literally just go about my day, crack on, work hard, and a lot of it wasn't really work, which was quite deep. I couldn't get a lot of things done, and I couldn't stick to what I wanted to actually do. What I said I was going to do in my head, I didn't really stick to it, and I couldn't stick to it. And why was that? And how can we ensure that we can stick to our word and stick to what we want to do and build these good, healthy habits every single day? That's what this video is all about, and I look forward to teaching you guys some things in this video. So first things first, when people actually are trying to incorporate new habits and new good habits within their life, it's generally hard for them to do. They'll do it for, let's say, a few days, a week, or maybe even a month, but they don't stick to it. They end up having one day off, which spirals to them not doing it ever again, really. Now, one thing that we can do, the first thing, is actually make this habit easy. Now, what do I mean by that? The first thing is waking up early. Maybe you want to wake up at, let's say, 6 a.m. every day. It can be quite hard, and it's definitely hard for me. I wake up at 6 a.m. every day, and it's still kind of hard. But how can we make that easy? The harder this task is, the harder this habit is to do, the least likely we're actually going to stick to this habit and do it over and over and over. But if we're making it easier, and we're reducing the friction to actually do this habit, we're more likely to stick to it. Let's take waking up early, for example. How can we make that easy? Number one, you can just simply go to bed early, quite simple. But the second thing is your alarm. Most people wake up to an alarm clock every single morning, and if you don't, you're probably doing something wrong. But one thing you can do before you go to sleep at night, maybe put your phone on the opposite side of the room. And you might be asking, why? Why put my phone on the other side of the room? So normally a lot of us just sleep with our phone next to us. We wait for our alarm to go off, and bang, it's in arm's reach for us to just hit that snooze button, no problem. Whereas if it's on the other side of the room, what are you going to do? That noise is going to be going beep, 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 pissing you off, basically. So what you're going to do, you're going to have to physically get up, stand up, go and turn your alarm clock off. Are you going to go back to sleep? You can make that conscious decision to go back to sleep, but you've just made it 10 times easier for yourself to actually be awake. You've stood up, you've got the blood flowing, and you've got your muscles working. There's multiple other ways you can do things like that. For example, if you want to read in the morning, usually you might just fire up your laptop, start working straight away. What if you put a book on top of your laptop in the morning? You get to your laptop, you begin to work, but your book's there on top of it. Rather than it being on the bookshelf or in the drawer where it usually is, why don't you put it on top of your laptop? Bang, you come to your desk, you come to sit down, you see the book there. It's right in front of you. You said you were going to do that yesterday or the day before. You set the goal to read. It's there in front of you. So you're bound to do that and a lot more likely to do so. So that's strategy number one to be more productive and become more successful. Make things easy. The second thing I learned was from Atomic Habits, and that is habit stacking. And this is where we choose to do a certain habit, and we just stack these habits one by one by one and gain momentum, okay? So let's start off with the waking up early and reading, for example. We may as well just carry on the whole flow of this. So let's say reading, for example, is one thing we want to do. Initially, we're going to start off small. Maybe it's 2 minutes, maybe it's 5 minutes reading. And we may build that up to like 20 minutes, 30 minutes over time. But to make things easier for ourselves, yes, we're going to start off with 2 or 5 minutes. We're going to build up that momentum over time. Now, that's nothing to do with habit stacking, really. That's just progressively overloading. But the way habit stacking works is we can actually choose to do that reading in the morning. But if you actually choose to do a specific habit after a specific other habit, it leads you to be more likely to do things. And it doesn't even have to be habit after habit. It can be being extremely specific about when and where you're going to do something. Perhaps you've done reading at your desk, okay? You've done reading at the desk in the morning for 20 minutes. Let's say that, for example. But then you have to go and brush your teeth, get ready for the rest of the day. What you can say to yourself, you can actually go ahead, take some action and write this down. After I have brushed my teeth in the bathroom, I am going to do some breath work and meditation in my bedroom. You be extremely specific, so you've just read and you want to stack another habit on top of this. Be extremely specific on when and where you are going to do this other task, okay? So you've already done one good task. Perhaps you do that for a week and you want to add another one on. You want to be adding these gradually, not just add a ton all at the same time, okay? So perhaps I've just done my reading, I go and brush my teeth, I actually write this down on a piece of paper, perhaps stick it on my wall, not really on your phone because people don't follow that too well. Perhaps write it down. After I've read, brush my teeth, and after I brush my teeth in the bathroom, I'm going to do my breath work and meditation in the bathroom. It doesn't have to be that, it's just an example, okay? So it can be absolutely anything you want to start incorporating into your life. After I've brushed my teeth in the bathroom, I'm going to do 10 press-ups in the hallway, anything. It could be absolutely anything. You've got to stack these habits, and after you've done a specific habit, you can begin to add other habits, one by one, week after week or month after month. As soon as you're comfortable with adding more things on and you're being semi-consistent with the current one. So that's number 2, stacking your habits, and it also makes you more likely to incorporate good habits into your life. Number 3 ties into the second one a bit. I mentioned it a little bit at the start of the second one, and that is not going crazy straight away, not making it too hard straight away. So let's go back to that reading example. Let's say if we never read at all and we want to begin reading every single day. If we just picked up a book on that first day for 30 minutes and say, bang, we're going to do 30 minutes reading every single day, it's not sustainable at all. You'll probably give up after 1, 2, 3 days because it's extremely hard. Now you want your habits to be hard, all right? You don't want it to be extremely easy, because extremely easy habits are bad habits, in my opinion. So I want you to be making them kind of hard, but not too hard that it's not sustainable. It's like, let's say if I'd never went to the gym and I just went straight into the gym, absolutely smashing the heaviest weights I possibly could, and going back to do it the next day and the next day and training the same muscle, it wouldn't work. I'd get injured, for example, I'd get diminishing returns, it just wouldn't be good at all. My performance wouldn't be optimal. So it's all about progressively overloading. It's much like fitness with your habits. So let's say if you did want to do that reading, for example, I'm going to keep coming back to that reading because it's something that I've done and something that I'm doing currently. You could just start by reading for just 2 minutes, being extremely present, extremely focused. Do that for a couple of days, up it to 5 minutes, then up it to 10 minutes after a week or two, and then up it to 20 minutes, and so on, so on. And then obviously you can't just read for the whole day, you're not going to keep upping it, but so to the point where you can hit about half an hour a day and be extremely productive with that. That's pretty easy. Bang, you're reading it now. You're reading things for half an hour now and it's fairly easy. Now you can be extremely productive with that 30 minutes a day after, let's say, a month or 2 months, because you've built up to that, okay? Rather than just diving straight into that 30 minutes. And the final thing I want to mention is environment. You want to be following the path of the least resistance. And the thing I kind of learned recently is willpower is extremely easy when you're in a good environment. So if you're in a good environment where everyone's eating extremely well, I'm living with 3 people at the moment. Well, let's say if the 3 other people are eating very, very well, and usually my diet isn't the best, okay? Let's say my diet isn't usually the best, but the other 3 people I'm living with are always eating pretty healthy and they're in good shape. I'll see myself looking potentially a bit overweight. I'll see myself feeling like shit. I'll see them guys filled with energy, eating well. I'm going to be the next person to eat well and pick up that good habit of eating well. So if you're surrounding yourself with killers, like-minded individuals, people making loads of money, you're going to be the next for sure. Let's say if everyone's training here and I don't train, I'm going to be the next one to begin training. A personal example with this, I used to go out a lot on the weekends. Memories of being my whole environment was everybody just going out on a Friday or Saturday night, going out to have some drinks, go to the club and have a quote-unquote good time. It wasn't really much of a good time, and I just kind of fell into that because it's so easily accessible. Everyone was doing it, and that was my environment at the time. So it was easy to pick up that bad habit, and that bad habit spiraled into more and more bad habits. You'll notice this a lot. When you start doing more and more good habits, you'll start doing more and more and more of different good habits. And when you do bad habits, it will spiral into more and more bad habits. It's just how it works. But yeah, I noticed this one thing. I was going out because everyone else was. Now I'm here in Thailand. Everyone's working all the time. Some people are up here at 6:30, 7 o'clock. People are training here at 8. I'm absolutely on the grind. I'm up at 6 most days. Since being here in Thailand, I've been absolutely on the grind. Everyone's been on the grind as well, and it's just forced me to pick up these good habits, follow what these guys are doing, because I don't want to be, that odd one out. Why would I want to be that odd one out when everyone else is doing good habits? I wouldn't be doing bad habits at that point, would I? So they are the 4 things that I just wanted to discuss in this video. I hope you found all them 4 points useful. I do have several more points which I want to discuss in another video. I'm going to create a full guide at some point in the next few weeks. So make sure you stick around for more videos like this, and I'll see you around. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, comment down below what you want to see next. Peace out.